With so many successful female racers in the motorsport universe, particularly in the British national scene, the media keeps asking that age-old question: when will Formula One have a successful female racing driver? Well, there's more motorsport talent worldwide in 2018 for women than there's ever been before, and it seems inevitable that one day a woman will emerge to challenge the Formula One elite. So here's my list of the top 10 racing drivers on the planet currently most likely to be the next woman in Formula One. First, a nod to those who have come particularly close in recent years. There's Alice Powell, who won in Formula Renault and Formula 3 in Great Britain and made it as far as GP3 before the money ran dry. But in terms of talent, she's probably the best woman Britain has found for a long time. Dutch racer BEITSKE VISSER became a Red Bull junior and raced in Formula Renault 3.5, but after 2 frustrating seasons of brilliant speed but difficult results, she then joined BMW's academy. So we're now more likely to see her at Le Mans or in Formula E or DTM. But all of those are good possibilities. The first woman to compete at a Grand Prix weekend since 1992 was Susie Wolff, when she drove the Williams in Friday practice on several occasions. But when no race seat materialised, she elected to retire at the Race of Champions in London and now runs the Dare to Be Different scheme and presents F1 on Channel 4. Switzerland nearly gave Formula One the talents of Simona de Silvestro, who became Sauber's test driver and raced in Formula E and INDYCAR, grabbing a podium in the latter. Then an opportunity came up to race in supercars in Australia, and her career is blossoming down under. F1's loss is supercars' gain. Finally, there were a couple of opportunities for Indy racing sensation Danica Patrick to jump ship and race in F1. Offers at both Honda and the short-lived US F1 team were turned down, and she joined NASCAR, having been the first woman to lead both the Indy and Daytona 500. She recently retired, but she set the benchmark for the next generation. So starting our list, at number 10 is 20-year-old Swiss racer LENA BUHLER. She's a long way off F1 at the moment, but in terms of ability, she could make her way to the top with the right backing. She can handle herself with the best in Europe, as her recent IAME X30 Euro Series performance at Wackersdorf demonstrated, but money will be the key to whether or not she can make it to F1. More likely is the French racer LOVINFOSSE. Part of the Treffler racing operation, the 12-year-old seems to be unlocking the ability to run at the sharp end at European karting. Her fight back in the Valencia Winter Cup in February showed her mettle and perseverance. A few more years at national level and she could become France's best ever female driver. A name well known in Britain already, Jamie Chadwick is still the youngest ever 24-hour sports car race winner, with Aston Martin at Silverstone on her journey to the British GT4 title. Now in British F3, she's gaining traction as her career progresses, and if the wins keep coming, she could be well on her way to Formula One, which she has stated is definitely her ultimate target. Sweden's best bet for F1 superstardom could be Mathilda OLSSON. Despite a disastrous start to her year with an accident that stunted her 2018 campaign, she's back in the karts racing scene at the front of both ROTAX and X30 classes. In fact, she's doing better than before her accident. Oh, did I mention she's currently walking on crutches and still has a broken knee? Blimey! Renault may have thrown Marta GARCIA to the curb, but I'm convinced that the Spaniard still has plenty to learn and could well do for cars what her compatriot Ana Carrasco is doing in World Superbike. Garcia is currently winning the Spanish National Karting Championships all over again, and it won't be long before someone else gives her that chance in car racing once more. Easily the most promising British karting talent for over a decade is ABBI Pulling. She became the first woman ever to win a Super 1 British Karting Championship at junior level, a year after finishing runner-up. She's bidding for her second title in a row this year and has already dabbled in GINETTA Junior with strong speed. Put simply, Pulling can win anything she sets her mind to, and as she gets older, is more than likely to. Colombia's next big charge appears to be Valeria Vargas, who's been a sensation in the country's BIRELART class. She's only 13 and was selected to compete in the CIK FIA Academy last year, with places only offered to the most talented kart racers from around the world. If the backing emerges, I can definitely see her progressing to the pinnacle of world motorsport in a few short years, and if not the Indy 500, maybe Formula One beckons. Probably the closest right now to F1 is TATIANA Calderon, another Colombian who's currently competing in GP3 after a strong run in FIA Formula 3 Euro Series. She's currently the Sauber test driver, so she's not far away, but Simona de Silvestro got the same gig and it came to nothing. So a couple of seasons at the front of GP3 and Formula 2 should cement her as a good solid option. Even stronger in junior categories is German ace Sophia Flörsch. Brits will know her from her astonishing run in a handful of GINETTA Junior meetings where she took victories. Since then, she's returned to her homeland and been very convincing in ADAC F4. Now she's chasing a permanent seat in Formula 3 with backing from BWT, who currently sponsors Force India. So you never know what the future holds. However, for me, the number one chance has got to be Japanese superstar Juju Noda. Daughter of F1 driver Hideki, Juju has been taking social media by storm in her native Japan as a strong kart racer, winning regularly in regional and national championships. But get this, she's been testing in F4 age 10 and setting comparable times to the pros, and age 12 she broke the Formula 3 lap record. Everywhere! She can't race single-seaters until 16 in Japan, so she'll either cross to Europe in 2 years, or wait and dominate the Japanese championships when she gets there. After that, Formula 1 must surely be a strong prospect for this most exceptional of racing talents. Let's hope so. There are a few young British talents I'm keeping an eye on too. Gemma Moore has jumped straight to the front end of the junior saloon car grid as a rookie and looks just as good as her big sister Sarah did at the same age in GINETTA Juniors. In European karting, Alicia Barrett has grown in stature dramatically after one of the strongest weekends from a woman in IAME X30 Junior I've ever seen, and a top 5 finish could be just the start. Back home in Blighty, Emily Linscott has gone from being named Downforce UK's Teen Racer of the Year to some brilliant drives in GINETTA Juniors. She's not winning yet, but her rate of development is truly astonishing, so she's just getting started. And finally, the youngest in our list by far is Ella Stevens, currently aged 11 and a BIRELART UK cadet champion already, but in Super 1 in 2018, she's already regularly running in the top 20. Not bad for a rookie or a privateer. All in all, we think the future genuinely is bright for women in motorsport.